Is it in Williamsburg?
Williamsville. That's what I'm talking about. We need another microphone in here.
Microphone.
We need another mic.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Hey.
Lord.
I'll do a duet and share a mic with John.
Oh, it's all right. What's going on, gang? How y'all doing today?
We getting ready to get started, John.
You just getting started?
We haven't even started.
Family
right now,
Day?
you started. Already
We're taking our
started.
notes now.
You live
These are
now?
bloopers. These are our bloopers.
They don't know who the
Outtakes.
secret guy is, man. Hey, I know one thing. It always does my heart good to be in a room full of newcomers. You know,
Hold on.
and
You
watch
told
them
me.
launch in their recovery.
You
and talk
told
about
me
all
once-
that good stuff.
Once
man.
I got
That's
to
awesome,
10 years,
man.
I wasn't a newcomer. First you said 5
Well,
years, and then I got
it's a
5
moving
years.
target.
And then you said till now.
Oh, John's really shining.
Babe,
He's got a
babe, I'm the
celebration
newcomer.
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
many years is it now? 70?
41.
Oh, 41.
Yeah, actually
That's
today.
that's how old he is. Let's get it straight.
yeah.
70.
Oh, John's still a
I
young
saw
man.
Kelly's post on Facebook about the kid. You can't believe how good your life's doing and everything.
I feel like I post like that a lot.
You do,
don't I?
man. You got a lot of gratitude, man.
I
She
do.
does. She's walking gratitude.
And Jesse posted his son getting ready to take him down and pin
I
him.
seen what you said.
He's coming soon,
He-
boy.
yeah, he tries his hand, John. He tries his hand.
keep trying to rule him, man. Anyway, it's good to see you guys gathered up today. I know you're going to have a great podcast. I was just sticking my head in, man.
John, did you watch any of them from today?
I watched half of all the ones y'all have done. They've been really good, man. I'm real proud of you guys. I couldn't have done it any better.
Ah.
Y'all are just spiritually conditioned and fit beyond my wildest imagination.
It's getting deep in
man.
here now. Now
Start-
it's
It's
getting deep.
incredible, man.
Starts
Wait,
from the top. there,
John, didn't you start this podcast?
I'm the co-founder, me and my wife. You know that. Jesse don't like me to talk about that much.
We
man.
love it,
But-
John.
I love that.
We
Hold on
love
a
it.
second.
Wait a minute. We
I
love
promote that.
that.
We love it.
She said she meant, did you start the podcast?
Yeah, the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, we
Yes,
did.
he did.
Absolutely.
John
man.
was actually, the podcast
Was it-
was originally, it was like podcast with John Schinholzer, and then we kind of changed
He
it
was
up.
getting it heard.
Was
Yeah.
it because of
Well,
COVID?
Nathan was pretty instrumental. He liked doing that stuff too.
But
Nathan,
before
getting-
Nathan, you were trying to. You
But it
were-
was
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were branding. You know, we want to do a recovery podcast focused on what we want to talk about, bringing people we wanted to talk.
Was
to.
it during COVID though? Was it what I was trying
That
to
was
remember?
right before
Right
COVID,
before.
and it really took off good. Well, it was kind of. We won podcast of the year. What's that say on the wall? What year was that?
award winning.
2020.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
2020.
that was right before COVID.
Yeah.
But when we got the plaque, it was COVID because we
Yeah.
had to go outside the building and take a picture, which is pretty cool.
Take a what?
COVID-free zone, man.
Say
Out on
picture
the
one
street
more time.
corner, man.
Say
Back
picture
on
one
the
more
street.
time. Say picture one more time.
Yeah.
All right,
Say
all right,
picture,
okay,
John.
that's enough. We are going live.
We actually
now.
got
We're
4
live.
viewers, man.
I know.
They
We'll-
might have
Ooh.
questions.
Hopefully, we'll pick.
Can
them
we
up.
see who the
We're-
viewers are? Is
One
that
guy's
not
got a
thing?
question. Why don't you have John on there more often? Well, that's a good question.
It depends who was asking that question first. Who asked that question?
y'all
Let me
go
see
at
who
it.
asked that question.
No viewers.
You know what?
Bye,
John
John.
is going to be our next guest Tuesday. Let's make sure.
Excellent.
What'd he say?
Our house rules. Me and you, Kelly. What's our house rules?
Oh
at home?
gosh.
Do we have any? It's kind of a free for all.
Yeah, it's a free for all. I think that's how it works.
Can I get our commercial? Can I get our
Our
intro? All right. And then we'll get started out there for those watching. The intro kind of gets me in the mood there. John pumped me up, and now the intro is going to get us in the mood here. 3, 2, 1.
And actually, that makes total sense. Yeah. Because I know me.
And you don't have to understand my boundaries to respect them.
Well, no, I'm the president and co-founder of McShin, a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorder.
Like, okay, I gotta work on that. Like,
Celebrating my 6 months. Didn't have a cake.
Yeah.
gosh, you showed up.
All right, everybody. Welcome to McShin Foundation's Get in the Herd podcast, recovery podcast. Hope everybody's doing good out there. We got our co-host here, Travis Williams. We got a special
Hey.
guest here, Kelly Eason, a.k.a. Kelly Wysocki. All right, so we got a few things going on. But first want to just go over a couple things. One, if you're tuning in, if you're logging in, if you're watching us live, if you're logging in later, if you're up on YouTube or on our podcast is streaming on. We just got it fixed. It was a little messed up, but it's back streaming on Spotify, and it's streaming on the Apple Podcast. Any more that is streaming on, Steve?
I'm not sure at the moment.
Okay, but Steve got it fixed, so we know those two. It's up there. It's up there. So, but anyways, if you log on to our YouTube or to our podcast, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. You don't got to donate any money. I mean, of course, we love donations. It goes to a good cause, helping individuals with substance use disorder. But if you can't donate, at least subscribe to our podcast. Please subscribe, like, and share this material so we can get it out there. We want to get this material out there. We got a special guest tonight. She's gonna this afternoon. She's gonna talk about her journey that led her to McShin. Talk about what she's doing now. I know kind of firsthand, so she can't lie. I'll correct it if she lies. But we got a special guest, and then this Tuesday, our guest is going to be John Shinholzer. So Tuesday, 2 p.m., John will be on here. Me and Travis will be kind of interviewing him. He's just celebrating 41 years, so he'll be on here Tuesday. So tune into that. That's going to be fun. Before we get into our events, I do want to our Wizard of Oz is what I call him, behind the scenes over there. I just found out that everybody who has that name, Steve?
Every engineer on podcasts or radio shows,
Have the
their
name Steve.
engineer's name is Steve.
It's mandatory.
That they have the name Steve.
That's mandatory. People change their name.
We got Steve back there. The cameras don't shine on him for some reason. Don't know why, Steve.
We
Steve
need
don't-
a third camera, right,
he
Steve?
wants
We were
all
talking
of
about
them.
third camera. Yeah.
Talking about third camera.
But Steve's back there. Steve, shout out. You want to say anything?
I'm just glad to be here again. This is number 3 for today. Watch the ones we did earlier. They were good.
Yep. We're going to keep putting this content out there. So for those of y'all that are liking it or just looking for something to watch in the morning, every couple days in the morning, we're going to do a little morning motivation. A little morning motivation. It'll only be about 5 to 8 minutes long. If that, it's just a quick morning motivation. And inspiration, motivation. Any other words you want to throw in there?
I like inspirational.
You like inspiration better?
I like inspirational.
Inspirational.
I like that.
You're
better.
very inspirational.
Thank you.
Do you know that inspiration is derived from in spirit?
In spirit.
So,
Hey. I like it.
What does that mean?
It's true. In
spirit.
In the spirit.
Like being in the spirit.
yeah.
Bam.
Okay, I like that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And we will be in the spirit. We're getting ready to get into the spirit. I don't like that view.
Nobody does.
That's why I got to stand up.
Perfect
See,
camera angle.
got
I
a
love that
big
camera
back
angle.
Neck. Did you see my neck?
I
Oh
just
my
don't like that you can see.
Holy cow.
yourself.
Let us
So
see it
much
one more
better.
time, Steve. One more time,
Go ahead,
Steve.
shine back. Look at. Oh my
Whoa.
God. Whoa, look.
It's like,
Like I got no neck. It's just muscle or something. Muscle.
you
better
would
if I
describe
stand
that
up.
as muscle.
It's all
See,
mine.
It's better if I stand up. That's right. See, standing up's good. I think we should stand up for the podcast.
Now,
What do y'all
just-
think?
just-
let's stand up for the podcast.
One,
No,
one,
we're gonna
one
stand
question,
up?
real.
No.
One question.
I'm not
What
moving.
would the
What did
muscle
my hand feel
between
when we took
your
that picture
neck
this morning?
and the
Sorry. Inside joke, y'all.
yeah? Sorry, we'll paint a picture for you later.
We took a picture together, and my hand was.
I
like
told
this
them
on
not to
Travis.
interview me, just to keep talking. So that's what's happening.
No, we're getting into you in a second. We're just warming up, all right?
Into the interview.
He's talking about the back of my neck, and I'm talking about the rolls on the side.
I just want to know what the name of the muscle is between the neck and the back of the head. What would the name
Neck
of that muscle be?
Bone. Whatever. All right. Whatever. All right, everybody. All right, let me real quick.
Reel it back in.
Yeah, let's get this back in.
Announcement time.
Real quick, announcement time for our events coming up. So we had the Pie in the Face contest. I don't know if you were able to log on there yesterday. It was pretty cool. It was long, so I'm pretty sure some of y'all might have clicked on there and said, "Oh, this is too long." But the ending was great, man. We got some pies in the face. We had some winners out there, so it was good. Good fun. Good old fun. One of our staff members said that he got a pie in his face. He's like, the people that got the pies in the face must be the ones that tell everybody no. And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. That's probably what it is. We tell everybody no, so we got pies in the face. And you know what I realized is early on in recovery, most people don't like that word no. You know, they don't like being told no, and they don't realize that it's really just out of love. You know, no equals love, and so we found out last night that pie equals love too. They loved us, and they threw some pies in our face. But
Pie
so,
equals love.
yeah, yeah.
Inspirational quote.
There we go, yes. Next event coming up is August 31st, Overdose Awareness Vigil. That's at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. from 6 to 8. Got a couple speakers. We got somebody that's actually going to play a little song. And that's Overdose Awareness Vigil. That's right here at McShin, right in our chapel, and then outside out of our Memorial Garden. And that's for anybody. If you've lost anybody as a direct result of substance use disorder, come on out. Doesn't this have to be overdose? Because if you are in recovery and you've been here for a while, you know that people die from this disease, and it's not just from an overdose. They die all kinds of ways. So if you have anybody you lost, come out, check that out. And then we have a Labor Day cookout, which is September 4th. If you haven't been to one of our cookouts, I think everybody here has been to the cookouts. They're fun. They're good, clean fun. Free food is what's important too. Everybody doesn't want to turn down some free food, so come check out the free food. And if you're interested in speaking or promoting any of your services, you always can come out there and do that as well. That is Labor Day, September 4th. And then our big event coming up is Recovery Fest. That is one of our biggest events. It's one of the biggest events around here in regards to recovery. This one will be in Hanover at the Ruriton Club. Starts around 12 p.m. and then pretty much goes until it's over. We'll have musicians there. We'll have some speakers there. We're going to have a bouncy house, People's Choice barbecue. We'll have some food trucks. It's just a lot of fun and games. We're going to have a lot of vendors there. What was that?
I had to check this out.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't voices in my
All
head.
right, yeah. That brought us back there for a second.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no,
Flashback.
you all
Sorry.
right, babe? She definitely heard voices. Can't mess with her like that. So that's our big event. Come check it out. If you're logging on to this from the prisons and jails that we broadcast in, because we broadcast in a lot of prisons and jails. I know when you get released, you're gonna be in need of services. You're gonna get a great message tonight. You're gonna hear about some services that are gonna be offered at a facility that's actually getting ready to sponsor the podcast. So we're excited. They're getting ready to make that happen next week. Kelly's going to talk a little bit about that and talk about her journey. So thank y'all, everybody. But if you get released, like I was saying, if you get released anytime soon, give us a call or come by our center and check out these events coming up because they're great, clean fun. All right.
Hold on, right before we get started, during the announcement for Recovery Fest, you said People's Choice Barbecue Award. And anybody can chime in on this on the comments. Let me know, because I know which one is my personal favorite. So there's 3 types of barbecue. North Carolina, Missouri.
North Carolina barbecue chips. You remember those?
Yeah, I do. I love them.
Anybody that's done
light and blue.
Man, yeah, those were really good.
Almost like a shebang, but
it's
just a
Carolina
little
barbecue.
different.
Man,
Yeah.
I remember when I got. In fact, I think Andy. Remember Andy?
Yeah.
Whatever happened? Did they? Remember you said they were trying to get some help.
I know. They still call me. The date gets pushed forward every time I talk to them. So
Typical
I'm glad we talked about this now.
Yeah.
I'll share.
Maybe
this
y'all are
podcast
watching.
with you.
Yeah. If you want to come in and need some help, Andy, Jesse, come on in. We'll definitely do our best to help. But I remember those Carolina barbecue chips. Any of y'all remember? You ever had those before?
Mm-mm.
You went to college in Carolina. You should know Carolina barbecue.
It's kind of
chips.
like a
I
salt
don't
and
remember.
vinegar chip.
Yeah, but it's mixed with barbecue.
Because boom, North
Ooh.
Carolina style barbecue, the key component is vinegar. Missouri is more sauce based, sweet sauce based, and then there's Texas barbecue, which is more of a dry rub. So what category do you fall under in the barbecue? And anybody watching and listening to
Dry rub.
a dry rub, kind of like
I'm not the dry rub kind.
yeah, it's kind of like more just like put the Old Bay seasoning or whatever. I think Old Bay seasoning for everything. I put it on my French fries. I'm sure it's like something else, more spices and whatever, chilies, and they just rub it in there, slap it, throw it on the grill.
You are truly full of a lot of information.
Useless information. I'm
I don't
really
know
good
if
at
it's
trivia
useless,
pursuit
but
too.
it's
for anybody.
you're definitely full of a lot of information. I didn't know you knew this much about barbecue.
So what category would you fall under, Jesse?
I like the vinegar.
North Carolina
Yeah,
style.
yeah,
then.
North Carolina style. Now I don't eat meat, but if you got some, fake barbecue,
If you got some North Carolina style barbecue chips, Jesse's all in.
Or they sell this stuff. I think I got it at U Crops. Well, it's not U Crops anymore. What's it called now?
It's gone.
It went to U Crops
who
to
bought-
Martin.
Martin. No.
To Harris Teeter, maybe Publix.
Publix is
There.
what it is now. Publix, and that's where U-Crops came from. Actually, U-Crops useless information. So U-Crop, the guy, he went down to Florida where Publix
Publix
is
is big,
from, and
Jordan,
like he
Florida.
watched how Publix operated, and he said, you know what, I want something like this, and he went back here to Virginia and he formed U-Crops. That's actually where it came from, and then now Publix done bought it back out, I guess, or bought all the old U-Crop chains, and that's what's in Richmond in Virginia, Publix. But anyways, they got the stuff they sell there, and it's not meat and it's barbecue. It's really good.
So it's a meat substitute barbecue. It's a
Yeah.
barbecue.
It's
Plant-based?
It's some kind of plant. I forgot what it's called.
Plant based.
But anyways, all right. So yes, there's a bunch of different style barbecues there.
And you picked North Carolina, and you picked
What was the name of the second one?
is there's Missouri, which is
Is that
the sauce.
Saucy? That's
Yeah,
the kind I
saucy.
like,
So
yeah.
you're a Missouri girl.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
All right, okay. Missouri girl. Show me state. That's
Show me,
Missouri.
the show me state.
Yeah.
Bam.
All right, Steve. Make sure to do me a favor, Steve. When no coleslaw. Coleslaw is no good, Grant. Do me a favor, Steve. You make sure you whenever any of those messages pop up, you just stop us in the middle of what we're saying and you read it out.
Will do.
All right?
I like coleslaw.
because I got to
Grant.
focus.
I
on
like
this
coleslaw,
beautiful,
too.
Hot
beautiful,
sauce. I know
beautiful
you
thing
like
over here. I said my focus
Thank
has
you.
to be over. No,
Thank
it's
you.
definitely not
Oh,
talking about
Kelly's
me.
here too.
You like coleslaw, man? I hate coleslaw.
Well, I like it with barbecue.
You put it on top of the barbecue.
Yeah.
Like a sandwich.
Okay.
Bam.
I've seen
Yeah.
people do that before.
Yeah.
I would just put
I
some cheese
learned that in the
barbecue.
South. I didn't do that
Do
up
people
north.
eat cheese with barbecue?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, see, I would eat cheese on anything.
I will.
Yeah.
Too.
Cheese is just like the ultimate.
Yeah,
What
I can't
about
see it
cottage
being
cheese?
bad.
I know you do. That's a little different though. Cottage cheese isn't on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
But cottage cheese mixes good with fruit.
It does.
It's good mixture with fruit.
Yeah.
What's some good foods from up New Hampshire?
Seafood,
Ah, seafood. That's right.
Can you be more
Crabs.
specific? Like
lobster,
Lobster.
Okay.
yeah, clam chowder.
Okay.
Now, clam chowder comes in two different forms. It comes in white and red. What is the New Hampshire style? Is it the
New
white or the red?
England.
New
clam.
England.
And
Guys,
Manhattan
just
is
full of
the
so
red.
much information.
So you
Sorry.
go. So you go with the white. Do you put those little crackers? in it?
Oyster?
Yeah. Bam. Yeah, that sounds great. I like it.
I'm definitely from up north. That's very
Yeah.
common. Yeah.
So it's the white sauce. And where's the red sauce come from?
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's from Manhattan,
But
it's
that's where
called
it's
Manhattan.
prevalent at. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the white sauce. The white sauce is good.
What would your uncle like? That one uncle that is like very.
Oh gosh, neither.
I love him. He
He
says
probably
eats
wouldn't even
seafood.
have soup.
He's like, yeah, he can't even mess
French
with that stuff.
bisque from a
This
French
dude is
restaurant.
the man. You
I
got to
don't
meet
know.
him, Travis. Real cool dude. But
He
he's
is
like-
not.
Give me some of
the
his. What
like
kind?
just
What
proper,
kind of
proper.
qualities make him cool?
That he-
That he doesn't give a.
that he critiques everything.
I love it.
he's like a big critiquer on everything. Like,
Nice.
He won't like if he goes out to eat. It's got to be like the most fanciest place.
Oh, I like
there
that.
is.
Yeah, he knows his cuisine.
He does,
He has an advanced palate.
and he's intelligent. I like intelligent people.
Yeah.
He's really
That's why I
intelligent.
like my
yeah.
wife. She's so smart. All right, let's get into what we got going on here. So we got my beautiful, if you don't know, my beautiful, beautiful wife here today. She's going to share with us a little bit. Why don't you just tell us a little bit what brought you, because you're a McShin alumni, so what brought you to McShin?
Well, I mean, because I'm an addict. I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Well, you're
mean,
from New
spec-
Hampshire. What the heck? How'd you get all the way down here?
Yeah, that's what I was
Well,
gonna say. How'd you hear about it?
I mean, I was actually in New Jersey, living above a bar, and I was a full-blown meth addict, and
What's that?
full-blown meth addict.
Oh, I thought you said a football meth addict. I
No,
was like,
full-blown,
what the hell?
full-blown
That's
meth
This is new. I didn't
addict.
know this.
Yeah. now,
Definitely not.
now above this, was this a bar like Cheers or was this like one
It
of the
was
corner-
O'Brien's Irish
Irish
pub.
pub? Oh.
Yeah,
Whose
but it was
phone
all.
keeps going off. Is that yours over there?
No.
Whose phone keeps
It's
beeping,
not-
man?
I don't think
I
it's mine.
swear, man.
Mine's off.
We got two comments up here.
Okay, what we got real quick?
New
before we
England clam chowder
New
is
England-
the best.
Bam.
Yep. I feel like I can't.
I can't. Okay, and you get ready here. I'm gonna. She's
Aw,
actually
thanks.
volunteered. Annie, she's volunteered to come down to Brenna and do some groups. I think.
She just
Meaning-
volunteered.
She just volunteered me. Yeah. But anyway, so I was, really sick and full-blown meth addict, meaning I was in complete drug-induced state of psychosis, paranoid, and I had to call my parents to come pick me up from New Hampshire. They were living in New Hampshire, and it was like the first time that I ever asked for help and admitted that there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know what it was, which is weird because I was eating meth all day, every day. And then they brought me to New Hampshire, which is where I'm from, and they wouldn't let me come home unless I would go see some help. So I went to the hospital, and then I got a couple of days sleep, and then I used a little bit more, walked to a respite home. It's a place that John had a relationship with, and
yeah, I know you're talking.
and
about,
so they were like, if you really want to get somewhere, you need to make some calls. And I was making a bunch of calls while they were helping me behind the scenes, which I didn't know that. And they were like, well, we found a place for you in Virginia. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll take
Oh,
it. Thinking
John, if
That's
you're
a-
watching, John, what's the name of that place? John,
it's
did
not
you tune in?
so. It used to be Amber's Place, is what it used to
Yeah.
be called. They're not there anymore, but there was Hope for New Hampshire, is what.
Yeah, because
the new
you
place.
didn't go to you didn't go to the one in Maine, the
No.
one that everybody goes to now.
That's like 3
Yeah.
or 4 hours
there
away
was
from
there was
me.
a little kind of like a homeless shelter that you went to, kind of similar.
But
John,
the way
if you're
you
watching, what's the name of that one? I don't know. I think John, if
Sorry.
he's watching.
the way you explained getting to there is very interesting. So you woke up and you used some more, and then you just kind of went on a stroll,
I did. I
then
walked
you
to
just-
my first meeting ever.
and then you just happened upon the place, or
No,
were you going?
I was intentionally going to a meeting.
Oh.
It was about a mile and a half away
From the shelter?
from my parents' house. I was at my parents' house in New Hampshire.
Oh,
So like
okay,
we went
okay.
to the hospital. They did some blood work to make sure I was okay. And then I went home to my parents' house. That was on Sunday morning, and then it was Tuesday morning that I got up and I was like, I guess I'll go to a meeting. And
and you go to the meeting, and so what do you do in the meeting? You ask for help.
well, so I'm in the meeting and I'm sitting in the back, and this guy in the front introduced the first guy that speaks, that shares in the meeting. He says, my name is whatever, I have an allergy. And I was like, that I don't know what it was about that rung with me, but I'm like, I'm allergic to meth. I can't stop. I don't know why.
It sprung on you just like that?
It really did. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, wow, that's interesting. Maybe that's my problem. But it was just that. I mean, it was like a brief moment, but I was like, I don't think I should be going back to my parents' house. So I spoke to the lady that was working there. They know my parents really well because my stepfather's in recovery now. And at the time that I got that, when that happened, he was, I think, 7 years. So he
Dave,
knew.
that's Dave. Shout out to Dave if you're watching.
Yep.
Dave's a good guy.
Yeah, he's my second dad.
So is
and
Mom, Linda.
Yep. And
Best, I'm sorry. Best.
it's
mother.
okay. You keep doing that. I'll
Best
forget what I'm
in-laws.
talking about.
No,
so.
because this is a cool story. This is interesting. So you're.
Well, I do want to go back to one thing.
Yeah.
I want to rewind to one thing. To living above the bar.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
And you brought up Cheers.
Yeah, I did.
She has brought this analogy up to me before. Like she was like Norm in Cheers. Like
You sat at the end of the bar.
everybody knew her.
Everybody knew me.
Norm. Everybody
Everybody
knew
knew,
Norm.
yeah,
Hey,
so-
Norm. Okay.
So like
Well-
she always told me before, like all the bars, everybody knew.
So
Everybody knew
hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
Hold on, what was your nickname? What did your mom say your nickname was?
That
you gave
wasn't
yourself?
at that
was
time in my
that was
life.
in
This
college.
was, way before. Way before.
But everybody knew her. So
That's Kelly. So hey, Kelly.
Yeah, me and my 62-year-old boyfriend. Yep.
Kelly's a
hold on,
very
wait,
odd
Actually-
name, too.
hold on, you missed something there.
Oh,
you and your
sick-
what?
Hold on. Could
What
that
was
be
it?
considered a
Well,
boyfriend?
he was my dealer, so
Oh,
Those
okay.
are
What age
sugar
was
daddy.
this?
Look,
Yeah, I
I
gonna
was
say.
36.
Okay,
I
so that's
remember-
almost sugar daddy.
16 years.
when I was first what's it called, like back in the day they called it courting, when I was trying to get
Back in what day?
when I was trying to get at when I don't know what I was trying to get at whatever, I was like doing some like research on Kelly, and I remember I called a friend of mine, Matthew. I called Matthew Cunningham, and I was like, man, you know so and so, and he's like, yeah, I know her. He's like, she got a sugar daddy that comes and visits her every week.
I
Some
definitely
old biker
did.
dude, some old biker guy comes and visits her every week. I was like, oh,
With a
damn.
few $100, he would send me money every week.
Perfect relationship
It
for
was-
that scenario.
I know
I was in such denial. I'm like, he's not a sugar
that's
daddy.
my boyfriend.
Babe, I need $300.
It was borderline. Yeah, I mean, 16. You know, it was sugar uncle.
Sugar uncle.
All right, so
keep going. Keep
so
going.
so
Sorry.
walk us through. You get in the meeting, you hear something that snaps in your mind about the allergy. You're like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from right there, you're sitting in the seat right beside him. So you don't ask for help immediately. You get up, and so the
Well,
meeting's being
so-
run in the place.
I actually,
this
I
facility.
don't get up. This girl that I was talking about that's friends with my parents comes and sits next to me, and she was like, she's like, you doing okay? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like I need to stay here. She's like, you want to stay? And I said, yeah. Because I knew that was an option. Like I could stay there. And that's crazy. Like my parents, I was just at my parents' house. For me to say I want to stay at a homeless shelter, like I was just that scared. I could start crying thinking about it because I was just so scared. And you know, she took me to the fire station across the street. We got my vitals. I mean, I'll never forget this. The guy was like, you look like you exercise. And I'm like, I run all the time. and I was like 100 pounds and I was building stuff. So I might have had some kind of like muscles in my arms from like using power tools. Nice. I'm not even, I mean, I'm the one with the most power tools in the house to date.
When we moved in together, she had more power tools than me. I didn't have any. She came in with like 2 boxes of power tools.
Yeah. And I can't even get rid of them because I'm still like emotionally attached to that time. But anyway.
The inventive years.
But so, and then that was it. My parents brought me, like they gave me a twin size bed. There wasn't anything on it but a small blanket, which I still have, and a locker. My mom dropped off some stuff, and then that was it. So that was on a Tuesday, and then I decided I stayed up all night because I was, high, and then the next day, I decided it was going to be my clean day, and I remember in those first few days, like the excitement of being given structure. So like being told we turned the lights out at 11, even though they let me stay up that night because they knew I used that day. So they were like, she's going to hang out. But, so I just remember that, like, okay, I'm going to try to be like a normal person and like go to bed at 11. Cause that was not something I had done. And I don't even know how long before that. So found out Thursday or Wednesday. So that was Tuesday, Wednesday. I found out McShin had a bed. Thursday, I went and got my license changed to New Hampshire so that I could fly, I think, to Virginia. I think there was something that I had to do.
You got your license? Oh, changed to New Hampshire.
To New Hampshire because I was in.
They
I was
told
in
you about
Virginia
McShin
license
while you
forever.
were in the homeless shelter. That was a resource they made available to you in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, they had a working relationship.
Yeah.
A lot of people from New Hampshire were coming down to McShin.
Yeah,
so.
we had Operation Hope. Couple. Now we got like 3 or 4 that get funneled from up there, from up Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
I met a lot of
So-
people from Maine, and you said Northern Virginia.
Oh shit!
Maine. Oh, got him.
Damn.
Finally.
I did.
2.
I meant,
Bam.
No.
At DAM is 1.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Can you edit this stuff?
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Just so happens I'm writing
I don't cuss. I
like
never
essays
cuss.
about this right now.
Yeah, but you cuss.
Oh, you said
haven't
date.
heard-
Oh, I
Yeah, I don't
Has
really
anybody
cuss
heard
too
me
much.
cuss on this podcast today?
Maybe not today.
Tomorrow is gone.
So look. So I just real quick. I want you to share a story with everybody, and then I wanna fast forward. But share the story because you shared with me. Was that a burp?
Yep.
It's happened a lot here. Don't worry. Nobody really tunes in. They listen to us later.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
listen to you.
I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna.
I didn't even
Not
hear
about you, about me, but I'm not. You didn't.
So
Say it. This
No.
is yeah.
Nope.
Was it something
don't
good?
don't fall in his trap there, okay, babe? So share the stories about your meth-induced paranoia. You shared with me
You're
one
so
time.
fascinated by this.
Hold on. You said you were going to fast forward,
I just
and
wanna
this
hear-
would be more like a rewind.
I know. I thought he was gonna ask about my experience at McShin.
Well, I want
but-
everybody to understand. Too, we are. First, let me talk about that McShin, too. Let me make sure I clarify this, too, with everybody. I was nowhere near working at McShin when Kelly went through McShin.
Yeah, we
It
have
was
to make sure
years-
everybody knows that.
Yeah, it was years later. Well, not years.
No.
It was a couple years later.
Not even 2 years later.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was a year and a half.
You had 18 months. No, I'm talking about me working. Like I came.
It was just shy of 2
yeah.
years.
So let me just clarify, make sure everybody understands. I didn't work.
I don't
never-
understand.
I know. I'm gonna explain.
Can I put my sweatshirt on? I am so.
It is hot in here.
It's
It's-
freezing.
he's getting
So-
hot
This is
because
us
it
in
sounds
bed
like
every
some
night.
lies coming and you're getting cold.
No. It's not lies. I want to make sure. I didn't work at McShin when Kelly came through McShin. I was an HR director of an assisted living community, and Kelly was at McShin. And then she finished McShin. She left alumni out. And then when she was around 18 months, almost 2 years clean, is when we started dating. And then about 6 months after that, 3 months maybe, I took a job at McShin. So make sure everybody understands.
Okay,
that, 'cause
so I feel satisfied if there's any ethical police out there.
yeah,
listening.
the
I'm sorry.
misconception is some people have tried to, people will say stuff that I worked here when Kelly was here. I never worked here. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Oh yeah, you wanted to clear the
The
air.
point
oh,
is
there
that
was underlying
I was
things.
nothing involved with McShin when Kelly was at McShin. I was an HR director in recovery, had no dealings with McShin.
Now that we got that straight, you'll have a happy marriage.
We met at a 12-step meeting. That type of stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we did.
What was the name of that meeting?
That was
Raw.
Raw. Yeah, it's my home group now.
Raw.
I made it
Yeah,
my home group.
the
for that
irony in
purpose.
that, right?
We could dig into this a little deeper
No,
on the
no.
part 2.
Okay, all right. But so I wanted to share. I wanted to just because I want everybody out here. I want everybody out here to understand that it's not always peaches and cream. When we're out there riffing and running, they call that the honeymoon period when you're using. And there was a period when this meth psychosis had took Kelly to like some depths that like when you look back on it, you can laugh on it. You can laugh about it, but you also can be like, well, dang, man, I did that. And, she shared some stories about ripping Jeeps apart and different stuff. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, well, first of all, I was always building stuff and tearing things apart. For example, like phones and laptops, and I was destroying them because I would like try to get into them, and then I mess everything up.
But you were getting into them because
I was constantly trying to find people that were following me.
So it wasn't.
I would have a list of phone numbers of people. It
Should
was.
be laughing at this.
So did you think there was bugs in the phone? I was thinking you were trying to get the metal
this
out
is
of
the
them.
hard part about it. I don't understand like where the derivative of it is. Like I don't know what it was. Just my brain was just.
It was some kind of paranoia.
Oh, it was just insane. And like so, my poor boyfriend. And sorry to like talk about him in front of you.
Which one
Sugar
is this?
uncle.
This is
the
the
older
sugar
one?
uncle. Yeah.
It's all right. If he was like a cute young guy, it'd be different. But he's an old man, so
With a lot of money.
Well, that actually sucks.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't got a lot of money.
For you.
Anyway, I was constantly following him on like Google or Gmail, something, and
He's
so
just
I would.
watching everything he does.
Yes, and I would always think this might be too much for this, but I always thought people were having sex in our one bedroom. It wasn't even an apartment. Like if you walked up the stairs of the bar, it was like a half put together like place that had a bed. And that's where we lived.
And you thought it was people up there with
I
him.
always thought people were up there. So
So
I
it
would buy
derived
I
from
would
a
be buying
jealousy,
no listen
paranoia.
Yeah,
paranoia.
jealousy,
It wasn't
paranoia.
yeah, the poor guy, I wouldn't be mad at him. I'm just like, were there people here having sex? Like that's what it was, and like I would think there were people down in.
And your mind told you
So
would
he
find
was
the
a-
answer taking the phones apart.
Take the phones apart, and then didn't you?
I would be up on. It was just
Didn't
bad.
you like
Go into
tear,
that. What was
tear-
that thought?
No.
Didn't you tear your vehicle apart, like looking for?
So
bugs?
yeah, well, let me just on this thought real quick. So I would be down like he was a mechanic and he had his own shop down the street. Well, it wasn't. It was a garage that he used. That was like another heroin addict's garage. So it was like one big party going on in there. But like I always thought there were things going on down there. So if he wasn't in the whatever you call this where we lived, because it was not an apartment, I would be spying on him down there. So I would buy all these things on Amazon where you could like on a
Still
pen.
does that.
No, I don't. No, I
Buy
do
things
not.
on Amazon.
Oh
yes.
yeah, I still
Did
do
you
that.
have one of those things like the wildlife?
I
things where
had
it
I
the
had
ears
I
and
had
the-
a coffee mug.
still
I
don't get
had
Amazon
a
packages.
pen. I had
Are these video cameras or
yes,
recording devices?
both.
Wow.
Yes, and I'd throw him in his car, or I'd throw him in the shop, or I'd like have my computer on and keep it on and record to see what was going on in the house. And then the crazy part about it all was I would get people to listen to it with me and be like, "Do you hear that?" At like 6 a.m. after I'd been up all night long, they'd meet me.
Did anybody say I hear it too?
No, never.
Did you ever
and
hear
I-
anything interesting on it, or just the interesting?
Yeah, I
things
thought
in
I
your
did.
mind?
I thought I heard people moving around. I heard someone running up the stairs. There was a bar. People were like hanging out at the bar downstairs. But I was convinced that
You never caught anybody doing
So-
what you thought.
never. Nope. And to this
How many
day, I don't
hours
think.
do you think you wasted on that?
A year and a half of my life.
Look, so
Absolutely.
everybody out there, I hope you're hearing this. This is what meth does to you. You know, a
Meth
year and a
people
half,
understand. I
year
know
and a
they
half
do.
of your life spent just being in that paranoid state. So if you want to pick up, that's what's going to happen. You know, so you go through all that, babe. You go through all that stuff, and you end up down here. Because you shared with me a little bit of your experience at Mingshin. Talk a little bit, just quick, because we are running out of time, and I definitely want to talk about what you're
I
doing
have till
today.
3:15. So if you want to go past 3. Because I like this.
Yeah.
I'm just freezing. I'm so cold.
I'm in charge, and when the time's done, the time's done.
This is good.
So you talked because you shared with me about the house you lived in and about how sometimes the girls in the house judged you and this and that. And I remember
I don't
like
want to talk about
when we
this.
well,
what
it's,
if they
it's,
watch it?
it's important because that's how it was for me when I went.
They'll
through,
know.
when I went through a program. Like I was looked at. And I know this, right, because, like, you know, I was looked at differently, and part of it was because, like, I was so serious about my recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't want to be homeless. I didn't want my parents hating me, my sisters. I just was so sick of that life that I was at. Like, I acted a certain way, and it was a way that people were like, oh, that's weird, or he's an a-hole, or he's this and that. And it was really just I wanted recovery, and that's what I heard when you would tell me these stories. That's what I heard. I was like, oh man, reminds me of me.
So similar but different.
Similar
Because the drive and the desire, like I came, like when I got here, people were like, how long are you here for? And I would say the rest of my life. Like that was real for me. Like I was so afraid of the world that I wanted to stay somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, it wasn't because like it wasn't for my parents. It wasn't for anyone else. It had nothing to do with that. But I thought everyone else was like that too. So when I learned real quickly when no one else was like that, like I thought everyone wanted to get clean. I thought everyone was like there to do the same thing. And then I learned that they weren't. But the difference I was trying to say was I didn't think about all the outside things. It was just kind of like
no. So that's not what I mean. So I'm just like in general, like the pain is what I'm talking about. The pain that got.
That's
to
what I'm
the
saying.
point.
That's the similar part. Yeah,
the pain
for sure.
was just there, right?
Yeah.
So, but like that's I mean that's important, y'all. But like what we did is what I'm so like you're in these houses, you're in McShin, and the program was a little different. It was a lot different back then, and not in a bad way. It's just a little bit more structure has came with the programming over years. You know, because you came back to a program, and not only did you ever what house did you live in when you got here?
New York.
Yeah, you were at New York House. You didn't really have a recovery coach, even though you were part of the program. That's stuff that happens now. So it's changed, but like the way you, I don't say treat it or maybe treat it, but like the things you did in there, you did things in there because they promoted the stuff that you wanted to do. Like you meditated, like you focused on recovery. You went to meetings, and people kind of like ousted. What's that word?
Ousted.
Ostracized.
Ostracized.
You know, made you feel a little different. You know, and part of that could have been some of the remnants of
Paranoia.
meth, but I think a lot of it was because there's people around us when we're in places like this, when we're doing good, they'll make that look like it's bad, right? We're going through it right now. Here, right now, we got our program house. There's guys in the house, right, that are trying to do the right thing, and then there's guys that are sneaking phones and not following the rules, and those guys that are doing all that are making everybody look bad, saying, oh man, if you hold somebody accountable, you're bad. You know, if you do the right thing and go to a meeting or don't use, you know, then you're bad. And that's the stuff that would happen to me in the program I was at. But I was just pain was just so great that I didn't care. You know, and that's what I heard when you told me about those stories. Share some of those stories like that you had went through.
Like the things that they
Things
would
that
do
made
that
you feel ostracized. Yeah. Did you hold
well,
people
first
accountable?
of all,
Were you an account
First of
holder?
all,
you're not going to be the only person though.
I was a people pleaser, so I wanted everybody to like me. So, and I still want everyone to like me. So I mean, there were just some things that like I know one time, for example, and maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I was told this is, so, I mean, I was still building stuff in the basement, or I was still doing all like, I mean, I was always in the basement. I don't know. I think I was collecting, crates, those wooden crates, because I was going to try to build something else, or I think I did build something anyway. And then they made like a meeting outside, and they were trying to pretend that they were doing taps. Do you remember they used to call the Wednesday night meeting taps? Yeah. But it wasn't because of that. They were doing it because I don't even know. But they were making fun of me somehow.
Oh shit!
But it was something. But that's
and it had something to do with your. Did you used to meditate down there a lot?
So
too?
My morning, I would be up because I couldn't sleep. So I would be up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, not too far off of like how I can be sometimes. I mean, I was up early this morning.
You definitely get up early.
But
Dude, you don't. This has just helped me so much. So you used to go in the basement and
I'd be 2:30, 3 o'clock. But
I have
listen,
one right now that
listen.
does that.
Well, listen. So 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'd work out. I would meditate. I would write a gratitude list. I used to write for McShin staff thank you letters all the time for how grateful I could cry for how grateful I was for them. I
And
mean,
you would give it
and
out
I
to
would
them?
give it to them. Yeah, I would.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but just and then
He always interrupts me.
Yeah.
But I just love it because you did all of that. Like you did all that stuff.
Not by being told either. It
Yeah.
was like,
And you haven't picked up another white key tag since.
well,
You
no,
know,
but I
No,
don't
you
like to
came
talk
very
about
far
that.
since then.
But that's what I mean. Like that's why. Like you know, if you're listening out there, like it's nothing wrong with being serious about your recovery, right? There's nothing wrong with being an honest person. There's nothing wrong with meditating. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable. There's nothing wrong with being like, you know, it's different because it's not what we're used to.
But it
you
works.
know? And that's what you did, you know. And then freaking now. Look, you know what I mean? Now look at you.
And
know?
I'll tell you what, it must have. She must have some like caring feelings about it because when she dropped me off after Cam's football game to the New York house, which is a man's house now, she had like a very nostalgic feeling,
Reminiscent.
Yeah, and the way she was looking around,
Yeah.
it was a very nostalgic look on her
It's
face.
like this place was
yeah,
like that was a instrumental into
an
my life. Yeah.
instrumental
Yeah.
jump off point.
Yeah, for sure.
And you used it properly, and you used your time wisely while you were here.
Everywhere I've gone, I've made it work with all those things too. I mean, I remember I went to the Journey house and I was in the women's house and the basement was disgusting. And like, you know, you don't have any money in the beginning and I did the same thing there. I went down in the basement and did my own thing there, and then the next place that I went to, I did the same thing there. So, yeah, I made
Hold on, the next place after that was where? What's her name's house? Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
that
you
was
went-
your own
so
little
you went-
apartment.
you-
You like you kind of the way it worked for you is you were here as a, you know, a participant living in a house. I think you might have been like an assistant house leader, right? And then Mike asked you to run a house, be a house leader. You went over there, did that for a little while, working with him, and then from there so like these movements that we're talking about are kind of upward movements. They're not lateral movements. Like you made a move from McShin to an upward little movement, and then from there you got your own place. You had your own, not your own place for say, but you had your own room. You were renting your room.
It
from
was
somebody
one
in
bedroom.
recovery.
It
I
was-
remember that little small. That's where we met.
it was
at
big
there.
enough to fit a twin size bed barely, and I loved it.
Listen to the differences in
loved
that,
it.
too. You went from the penthouse getting high above a bar to the basements of recovery houses to get
I used
clean
to say that, yeah.
to an
Yeah.
apartment.
Uh-huh.
Wow. What?
Well, then it keeps getting better.
what? More rooms?
Well, yeah.
But that's funny, man.
I mean, yeah, I have my own
and like stuff,
space.
and then God will just keep giving you stuff, and some of the stuff you're like, I didn't want this, and then you find out, oh man, it actually is a blessing. Like I do want it, I do love it. Then there's times where I don't want this shit. Oh, damn, I just did it again. But like, you know,
Write these
that's
down.
what I see. Yeah, right. Keep track of that. That's what I see with you, babe. Like, you know, it definitely has you know, keeps increasing, you know, and God keeps giving you stuff, and you keep taking care of all that stuff He's giving you. That's cool. And now, you know, fast forward. Well, not even fast forward. We're in the present, right? And where He's put you now is you're in a position where you get to be of service to others.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. What brought you there?
So, you know, as my living situation progressed, so did my career, my work paths. You know, my first year I was a landscaper, painter, and then my second year I got my first.
I haven't heard
That's
of
an
those.
interesting
A
combo.
landscaper
It's like a
slash painter.
combination.
Well, I
Yeah.
paint. You know who I painted with was Buddy.
Oh wait, hold on. Which buddy?
You remember Buddy?
Bald head buddy?
Yeah, he had like 28 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was my first boss in recovery. He was the first one to give me a job.
And he was a landscaper slash.
Thank you.
No,
painter?
so he was a painter,
Thank you
and
very
then
much,
I
buddy.
started. Then I went. Yeah, well, he's not
I
alive. Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not funny, but
Sorry. To anybody that knows buddy.
But anyway, so my 1 year, I started working at a logistics company, and then that was my first like day job, and then I got another day job, which
That's
was
when we met, when you were at the logistical place.
yeah.
Right. Remember when somebody put
flowers,
rose on your door. And you thought it was me.
and it wasn't you.
Did you ever find out who that was?
No.
I should have claimed that one. Somebody put a rose on her.
Yeah,
on the
you should have
card
claimed
thing,
it. Oh.
And she was like, "Oh,
How
you left me a
random. That's
rose."
so funny. I
And was
forgot
like,
about that.
That was not me.
Man, you might have ducked a stalker or like a serial killer. Like, who could this have been? Like, I
Yeah,
want to
I
know where
have
this
no
rose
idea.
came from.
I have no idea who that was.
Do you not have any idea?
No, I don't remember
No,
now at
no
this
idea.
point. No, I don't know.
Maybe you knew then.
Might have.
I just remember.
know.
I just remember. I was like, man, my program was really kicked in
You're so
because
honest.
I didn't name.
Because you definitely would have took.
claim
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no doubt. Free girl gifts? Yes. Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Yes, babe, that's from me.
I really thought it was from you. I thought you were lying.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then I went to Hurricane Fence, and then I got the opportunity to work for my last employer. Should I say the name? I don't know.
Well, that's completely up to you.
Yeah.
I would just say. So you got
Well,
you got your foot in the door.
I got my
working
foot in the door
treatment.
at another treatment facility, which was an amazing opportunity. It was really hard work. I did a lot of grind work. It was a lot of traveling. You know, Luna was 2 years old when I started working there, so it was a lot. But it was, you know, it's just like anything you go through that's hard. You grow so much, and I think that's what I needed to not only get my foot in the door, but I mean, I stuck it out. You know, a lot of people give up in that type of a role that I had done, and I stuck it out. And now I'm with a facility that I really wanted to work for, doing a job that I love, and I network with people, and I got a degree in marketing and business development. So, I mean, it's my degree, which, I mean,
Putting it to use.
how many people can say they get to do that?
What's
when
the name of this facility?
the Farley Center.
The Farley
Nice.
Center.
Yeah.
Farley Center,
The
yeah.
Farley Center. Yeah.
Farley. You like that guy?
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
one of
you
his-
like
yeah,
Chris?
yeah.
Oh, do I?
He's my boss. I like Chris.
Oh, no, I was
no,
talking
no.
about
Oh, another Chris.
Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's
Down by the
actually
river.
ironic.
Oh,
That's his-
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Chris
yeah.
Farley, he's my man too. I love him. Yeah, that
And you
took me
work
a
at the
minute. That
Farley
took me a
Center
minute.
now.
I didn't even put that together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The
I-
dots are starting to.
That's me. That's
next time,
me. That's
next
me.
time you see your boss, be like, Chris
Farley.
I know. I can't even believe I've never
He's,
done that.
he's definitely. I've
in
met
a
her
little
boss.
I'm a big
coat.
Chris Farley fan.
I've-
See, that's even more why I should be working there.
Yes, it's a sign. Her boss is nothing like Chris Farley.
Aw,
very,
your
very
job
nice looking
sucks.
guy. He's very, no, he's, well, I mean, I don't know if he's funny. I'm just mean,
Yeah.
like look wise, very nice looking guy. Clean
No.
cut. Yeah.
I thought Chris Farley was attractive. What are you saying?
I knew it this whole time.
Oh God! Now she's dead. I mean,
So,
Oh,
so,
I don't know.
so the Farley Center, and you know, I know from firsthand that you wanted to work there before, you know, you were able to get the position there. I knew that was something you wanted to do. You had spoke about them, and you know, I know a little bit about them myself. But tell the viewers out there what exactly the Farley Center is, what they do, and you know, next week we'll be you know, they are sponsoring the podcast, so we'll be able to put some information out on the podcast where you can reach out, connect, and who to connect with. But tell us a little bit about what exactly they do there.
Okay, so the Farley Center is a drug and alcohol rehab facility in Williamsburg, Virginia. We do detox residential. We provide partial hospitalization, so PHP with boarding. And then we do intensive outpatient, and that's virtual and in person. So we offer like the whole continuum of care at our facility, and we've been around for 30 years. So we have a pretty strong standing in the community. And yeah, I mean, that's really
Awesome.
the gist of it.
So is it a what's the process to get in there?
So call me.
Okay.
That's it. Call, text, email me, and then I'll handle it from there. I mean, I just need some. Oh, hi, Walter. I love you too.
Walt, my main man. Love you, Walt. Hope you're feeling better. I got everything.
Prayers for you.
Walt, I have everything you asked me for sitting in Melanie's office.
actually, Walt was looking pretty good at the Open Minds meeting the other night. I mean,
He's dropping jewels.
he's dropping jewels.
Is that
He
the new
always-
thing,
he always
Jules?
does.
I feel
Nah, I mean, it's kind of old. I think I brought it back.
What?
I bring stuff
Okay,
back sometimes,
okay.
babe. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm like a
hey, mommy.
trendsetter.
My mom.
A what?
Linda.
Trendsetter.
Trend setter.
Setter. trendsetter.
You know what?
Don't ask me to make him say words.
at
I'm
home,
not.
Don't
That's
help him,
all-
Kelly. When he's
that's all-
drowning, do not throw him a life preserver.
That's all she
please.
does is make fun of me. What do you mean?
I don't make fun
Makes
of you.
fun
I
of my
help
lisp.
you.
She tells me that I
It's
talk
not a
differently in
lisp.
front of
Oh my
people.
gosh, can we settle this here?
Once and for all.
Is
It
when
is.
you
It
say
is.
tooth a lisp?
What's that? What? Is that how you...
Can you say tooth?
Tooth.
Is that how you say it?
Tooth?
Yeah.
Tooth. How do you say it?
I say tooth. Ask him
How
how
does-
he says it.
How do you say it, Jess?
What are we talking? What are we doing?
talking
right
about-
Now?
Don't
tooth.
play. Don't play. Are you gonna play?
No,
Okay.
but what are we doing right now?
We're just
Well,
saying tooth.
I'm trying to clarify lisp
Tooth.
and
To what?
but I
Huh?
never mind. I love my husband and I'm not gonna.
Tooth.
A what?
Tooth.
You put an F in there.
Yes.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Now I get
Is
it.
that a lisp?
That is a... I don't...
I thought a lisp was when you
Ian
go
knows
like
how to say
lift.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how
Lift.
do you say
A
crayon?
lisp is like Daffy
How do you
Duck.
say
That's
crayon?
more like a hillbilly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! There's no hillbilly.
dialect.
I think-
How do you
I
say
think we
crayon?
need
It's
to-
a dialect. It's a dialect.
Which way is the toilet paper?
Yeah.
Over.
Oh, yes.
We're
It's
on
over.
same team
It's
with
over, Walt.
I'm
Walt,
over,
you go
too.
under. It's over, Walt.
You
It's
go
over.
under, Walt? That's such
Walt-
a... You know you save 62%
Well,
of toilet paper by going over?
I can tell you one thing. Walt probably
Doesn't
know,
care about saving
no,
toilet paper?
Tracy probably stocks all the toilet paper.
Hi, Ian. I love you.
Always
Always
over. That's what I'm
over.
talking about. Ian.
That's my brother.
And Ian. Well, yesterday, actually earlier this week, Travis thought Lane Weatherholt was your brother.
I just saw
Oh.
the name.
Oh.
He said, "Hey, Lane. Hey, that's
I
Travis'
heard
brother."
that.
He's like talking to Lane.
Kelly's,
I'm like,
not
no, that's
Travis.
not Lane. Lane knows.
I mean, he's like a brother,
Yeah.
I guess.
They actually work
Yeah.
together at that logistical place she
Yeah.
was talking about.
We're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
That's right. Brothers and sisters
planet
in
Earth.
recovery.
Incestual here.
In recovery.
Walt, it doesn't matter. Walt, I think it matters.
It does matter, Walt.
Which way the toilet paper goes is very important.
It's very integral.
Just like which one we read out
I'm
of. the
surprised
basic
it doesn't
text or the
matter to
big
him.
book.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it does matter. There's difference. Oh yeah, that's like the gang almost. The Bloods and the Crips. It's very territorial.
Which one? What are we talking about now?
Yeah, I know, I
The
got
difference between
lost.
the big book and the
Big book and
NA.
basic
Yeah,
text,
like
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
like a,
like my wife has.
there's an
she's-
internal
she's
battle
gone
going
over
on
to
there.
the other. She's
went to the
it's
dark
not
side.
the
or
dark
the-
side.
not allowed to
It
say
is
the dark
not
side.
the
Oh.
dark side.
Nah,
Maybe
I
dark
mean,
side.
well, we could be the dark side.
Yeah,
you
we're
know?
maybe we're
There
the
is no dark
side.
side.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're right.
It's all
Everybody out
light.
there-
It's
light.
all light.
It's all
Yes.
light.
The solution
Is everywhere.
is the same wherever you go.
Whatever
That's right.
works for you.
Yeah.
The solution's the same wherever you go.
Bam.
Right.
All pathways.
Yeah, well, no, the solution is that's what
We support all pathways.
Let's talk about this. What is the solution
The solution to what?
to the disease of addiction?
Don't use, no matter what.
The
Now,
solution
there's
is,
a specific
I'm gonna tell you
answer
this.
to this,
I'm gonna give you-
and Jesse learned
God?
it yesterday, and now he's gonna.
I didn't learn this yesterday. I learned this 11 years ago. Man.
Okay.
The solution is
You've
power.
learned it over time.
Power.
Yeah, power. The solution is power, man. And where we go to get that power doesn't really matter. Just go somewhere and get it. That's what I would tell
Plug it
anybody out
in.
there.
Dropping
Wherever, yeah,
jewels.
that's right.
Plug it
Plug it
in.
in, baby. Wherever you go to get it. Sometimes Kelly comes to me to get it. You know, sometimes I'm. No.
Huh?
Well, you do, but then you say that, and then it's like,
mess it all up.
Mess
Yeah.
it all up.
Gosh.
I should have said it first. is what I
Yeah,
should have
you
done.
missed your opportunity.
But see, you don't. I love
I don't-
you give it. You just don't like when I tell you you're giving it. Like I like coming to you and giving
We need.
solutions.
This is why we need sponsors, because this would be a perfect time for a commercial break.
For toilet paper.
I thought you were talking
Talking
about,
about
like
the solution is power.
his
What?
sponsor.
God has
And
all
that
power.
too.
That's right. Well, God has all power, and where you go to get it, we don't care. Just go get it somewhere. Everybody.
Oh,
out
Walt
there, all
must
you
have heard me say
newcomers-
God.
All you newcomers out there, anybody that's new, anybody that's listening, look, the solution is power. Go
Find
somewhere
that
and get
power.
it. Like, all three of us here, we go to a 12-step. That's where we go. But you don't got to go there. You can go to church. You can go to Smart Recovery. You can go to Dharma Recovery. Go somewhere and get it. That's what's so important here, Get plugged in. One thing that McShin does is it provides a community, and you can get that power through the community. But you got to get it somewhere. And now, Kelly's in a wonderful position where she can help people get plugged into that power. She can get people, get them to treatment centers, get them to help them. And where you're at, they take insurances. They take all types of insurances. It's different. We don't take any insurances
Veterans.
here.
Yeah.
Veterans.
Yep.
So if you need any help, if you got family members that need help, that are looking for any type of services, and they got insurance. If they don't got insurance, you always can send them here. We're a resource center, but also Kelly just put herself out there if you want some
I
help.
like to be a resource center. I want to call myself a resource
Well, that's
center.
pretty much actually what you do. That's your position. Is like a resource.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost like in the PRS class. With all y'all, you're
Recovery
CPRS.
capital.
Yeah, well, you're a resource broker, right? That's what you do.
Yeah, I like that. Resource broker. I like
you give
that.
resources, and you're good at it. Both of y'all are good at it. I see Travis do it all the time. He's got his little connections now. He's got his little portfolio, and when guys get exited out, he's
Jesse
trying to help
has a
them
good
get somewhere.
sponsor.
Portfolio.
Well, I don't have a good one. I got the best
Great
one.
one.
No, I got the best one. And I can tell you this out there. If you don't think you got the best sponsor in the whole world, you better get another one. And I know I got the best one, man. Me and Walt been rocking now for, I don't know, man, decades. Man.
Years
It's been
and
so
years.
long. I mean, before.
Since you were 18, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have known each other for a long time. First time I went and got help, I went to Rubicon. You remember Rubicon?
I do.
And
the
that's-
old Rubicon,
yeah,
too.
That's where I met Walt.
I used to
at,
take
man.
meetings to Rubicon.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
NA meetings.
Do you know what
AA
Rubicon
meetings.
means? What does
Yeah.
Rubicon
It's a
mean?
river. It's a river, actually. And so
What's
this
the
came
definition?
from up north. It was like trying to cross this river, and that's where Rubicon came from when they brought it down here. So what they used to make us do when you would graduate Rubicon, everybody would get in these lines, and they'd start singing the Rubicon philosophy, and you have to walk through like you're walking across the river. It was pretty cool.
I thought Rubicon meant a new start. Can you Google that for us real quick? See.
I'm not saying I don't know what it
Oh,
means.
okay.
I'm just telling you this is the derivative.
Yeah. Oh,
of
that's where
Rubicon,
they
some
got
type
it from.
of
Yeah.
water.
The manifestation.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
mean
a
the
Roman
representation
reference.
of a.
It's a Roman history thing. Like
Yeah.
Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon.
Crossed the
Ah,
I want one of
okay.
him.
Did you just Google that, or did
No.
that
That
come
was-
off the
He
cuff?
knows that because I'm,
Brain Google.
I think the Roman definition of it is new start or
Yeah,
new
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
You're
it-
agreeing
and it-
to it, or did you Google it?
No, I've read that. I looked it up one day. 'cause
All right,
it was
we'll go with
popular.
that.
and it
though. I'll take that.
derives. And so here it derived from like crossing water, something
Cross.
tough. But
so I got you.
yeah, and that was like the start of my journey. I met Walt there we played basketball together, and he busted. I remember got his lip busted, had to get stitches.
You busted Walt's lip.
I don't think it was me. I think it was somebody else.
This is two different people in one day. Jesse's claim to bust lip or knock out.
I don't know.
Is this true, Walt?
So you don't think the first claim was? I
I know- I know the first claim.
I
The
didn't say.
first-
First of all, I didn't say I busted Walt's lip.
But
He got
Walt,
his
what
lip
happens when
busted
you
in
get
the
your
basketball
lip
court.
busted and you
Ask
fall
him. He
down?
had to get
You
stitches
get
in his
back
lip.
up, don't you? You get up.
You making fun? Are you on your phone right now?
Uh,
Are you making fun?
we're
of
losing her.
My morning. She's checking out. She's checking out. She's ready to
checked
go.
out.
But so look. So we are getting ready. We've been on here now for 56 minutes. It's just long.
Oh.
We got some
It has
parting.
not been that
parting.
long.
Yes, 56 minutes.
That's what happens
It's the
when
timer
it's-
right there. See
Oh.
that?
Bam.
56
Yeah.
minutes. So we got some parting words. Before we do that, again, I want to say thank you, Farley Center, for letting Kelly come on here and promote your services. Anybody, if you're looking for any help, any type of treatment services, feel free to reach out to Kelly. Next week, we have a couple sponsors coming on, and they are one of them. So we will give you information where you can contact and get a hold of them. So any parting words, Travis? Do you have anything?
No, just any part more than that. Kelly's awesome, great friend. Love coming to your house for Family Day. I mean,
We
you put
love
on-
having you.
You put on a good shindig. Yeah, You
Shindig.
put on a good one. You put on a good one.
You know who
We
really
have-
loves you is Cam.
Cam's like,
You know why Cam loves you, right?
Because I'm so awesome.
No.
No,
Well,
that too.
because you pick on
yeah.
Jesse.
It's like, oh, I just love him. He just jokes on you, Dad. He bullied you.
But
when
he
you were
loves how
younger.
you do it. It's like in an endearing way.
Yeah,
Because I'm
Love.
sure I pick on him, and he probably doesn't like how I pick on.
we love how you.
Wait,
pick
hold on.
him,
What does
Kelly.
endearing mean?
Endearing, like
Like-
an endearing.
Like terms of
yeah.
endearment, like a loving
You do the
statement.
same thing. He knows
think
that
so?
too. Yeah. That's the thing. Well, he likes Travis because he thinks because he picks on me, and then he also thinks Travis bullied me when I was little.
Oh.
Definitely did.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, Travis bullied you when you were little.
Y'all-
Because
y'all hear
Cam's
this,
like
right?
very competitive with me. He likes
Yeah,
to,
he is.
Man,
No
he-
handouts.
Oh yes, he wants to freaking. He thinks he can beat me in anything. He's like, man, I was way better than you back when you were younger. Like he's always like that. And so once he found out that, Travis was my friend when we were young, he just loves that we pick on each other. But the shindigs, it took me and Kelly. We battled in the beginning. We used to fight in the kitchen about who's going to do what. Now we just.
I could
now
see
it just,
she had like a slight anxiety in the kitchen
It's
while
tough.
she's in
but
there.
she's good on it now.
Yeah,
Back
yeah,
in the day,
yeah. She holds
Oh,
it
yeah,
together, but
yeah.
you
Oh,
can
no,
tell
no.
there's like a little thought going on while you're in there.
oh, yeah.
Like I want to make sure everything's okay. Maybe is
Yeah.
that the thought?
Well, I mean, being in the kitchen isn't something that brings me peace.
No,
It is
no,
not
it's
something
very
for me.
chaotic.
It's-
See, it's not the kitchen that brings me peace.
It's the
It's
food.
When no. On a serious note, and this is gonna sound cheesy, but it's like what
Oh, I
happens.
love this.
It's what happens after the kitchen, like when we're all just.
I
sitting
could have called
there.
that. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, but I love it. I love
missed
it.
it again.
I
Family.
love it.
We
I love
love
family. I mean,
I'm
last
sorry, guys. I'm
last
just
week,
kidding.
Ian
I
was in
love
there
you.
playing the guitar.
Man, it was awesome.
Just chilling.
Kelly's
Yeah, man.
parents were there
Yeah,
kicking
it's
it. Your mom's got a great sense of humor, and she loved all
they-
my jokes. So
yes,
that
we-
made me love it. Shout out to Kelly's mom.
I think she's watching.
Good. Well, Bae, what about you? Got any parting words for everybody out there? And Ian, I see that. We definitely need to have that basketball game, clients versus staff. That's my thing, basketball. You know that I beat your sister when we first started dating.
In basketball, I hope.
Oh, basketball.
Oh, okay.
No hands.
Yeah, that was our thing.
I beat her. And then
Why do you say that?
because I did.
But
babe.
did I beat you?
What
Can
were
you
we
say
playing
it?
here? Were
I
we
wanna
playing
see if you can
horse,
say it.
cat, or
Hold
were
on,
we
let's see if
playing
he can say
You know
this.
what happened on that basketball court?
Oh, I know what happened on that basketball.
Commercial sponsors. Anybody that's looking for to sponsor this podcast.
What are you talking about, man? We're talking about I beat her on the court. I literally- she thinks
You
she
scored
beat me.
higher.
I definitely did.
I'll
You
never
scored.
forget the moment where we were tied and we were down to the last shot and I shot a free throw and it swooshed
Did
and
you-
I
it did what?
won and
It
he
swooshed.
can't
You know
admit
what?
it.
I didn't think it was going to go in.
That's what he says. He can't say she won.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
can't
think it
admit
was going to go in.
It swished, Jesse. And I like your little.
She'll be on
follow-through.
my team. Well, check out his jumping jacks when he does jumping jacks.
Oh,
I have
God.
to
Listen,
stop.
do you have any
That sounds
parting-
like a TikTok.
Do you have any parting words
I
for
do.
everybody
Thank
out
you
there?
for inviting me.
You
This
definitely
was-
had parting gifts. I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. That's all.
That was awesome.
All right, everybody. So thank you, Trav. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everybody that tuned in and watched this. Remember what we said earlier this morning. If you get knocked down, that's okay. Just don't get knocked out. All right.
And get back up.
Everyone beat Jesse in basketball, Wilson.
Walt, cut it out. We're ending this on that note. All right.
I'm freezing.
Hour.
God. Like it won't nothing. Ripped it out.
Good stuff.